Dagger's Hope. The Alliance, Book 3. Written by S. E. Smith. Narrated by David Brenin. Chapter 1. Dagger clung to the top of the cage holding him, his back pressed upward against the cold metal. He had braced his feet in the narrow slats and held on to the thick bars with his left hand as he watched the secondary doors slowly open. In his right hand, he held a long chain filled with razor-sharp blades designed to slice through flesh and bone. He ignored the blood running down his arm, watching disconnectedly as it dripped to the floor of the cage far below him. Holding his body perfectly still, he waited for the massive creature under him to turn. A sense of cold calculation kept his mind sharp, even as his body threatened to weaken from exhaustion. "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!" the crowd chanted, wanting him to drop down. Dagger tuned out the crowd. He had seen what was about to be released into the cage with him and the other male long before they did. He knew if he was to survive, he had to use every skill he possessed. As it was, 3 out of the 4 men that had been in the cage with him were already dead. The 4th man wouldn't last long from the way he drunkenly staggered away from the door. The man was coated with blood, both from his own wounds and from the blood of the male he had just killed. The beast would attack the moment it caught the scent of him, which was why Dagger had turned and climbed up the woven half-dome bars that formed the cage. He had killed 2 of the males that littered the ring. The crowds surrounding the cage had screamed for him to finish the other 2 men that were locked in a battle of life or death. But he had ignored their demands. He knew that he needed to conserve his strength for what was to come. Instead, he fell back against the side of the cage and drew deep, calming breaths as his eyes roamed the arena searching for the one responsible for him being there. He knew the male was somewhere in the crowd watching him. Dagger could feel the male's gloating gaze on him, just as he did every time he fought. His eyes scanned over the packed arena. For a moment, he paused on the Drethelin, sitting in the box seat high above the crowds. While Jolin Talja owned and operated the fight ring called The Hole now, he was second on Dagger's list for termination. No, he was searching for the one who thought he owned him. The one that lent him to the owners of the illegal underground groups that enjoyed the profit of watching men and women like Dagger fight for survival.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?